Kiyaya and I are excited to be sharing a phenomenal Caldecott honor book, A Different Pond. Sit back, relax, get cozy. It's story time with Kiyaya and Daniel. Oh, hi. It's Daniel and Kiyaya, and we are so excited that we're going to be launching on Rude Rangers TV, Crafty Conversations with Kiyaya and Daniel. If you're a crafter of any kind, cross-stitching, needlepoint, pottery, music, acting, baking, mixology, cooking, everything is a craft, we want to have a crafty conversation with you and tell us about your journey and teach us a few things along the way. Please, if you are interested in applying to be on this great new show, please go to www.STITCHINGwolfDesigns.com and apply today. Kiyaya and I can't wait to have some crafty conversations with all of you. Again, apply today. www.STITCHINGwolfDesigns.com. Stories are such an important part of our lives. Join my friend Kiyaya and I for Get Cozy, because it's story time with Kiyaya and Daniel, where we share some of the greatest picture books and chapters from children's and young adult literature to inspire you to keep embedding literacy into your days. Dad wakes me quietly so Mom can keep sleeping. It'll be hours before the sun comes up. In the kitchen, the bare bowl is burning. Dad has been up for a while making sandwiches and packing the car. Can I help? I ask. Sure, my dad whispers and hands me the tackle box. The street lights look brighter and the roads aren't so busy. Before the sun comes up, Dad turns on the heater and tells me stories. A kid at my school said my dad's English sounds like a thick, dirty river. But to me, his English sounds like gentle rain. It's not nice when people make fun of the way people speak, right, Kiyaya? We stop at the bait store on Lake Street. It always seems to be open. You're here early today, the bait man says. I got a second job, my dad explains. I have to work this morning. On a Saturday? The bait man asks. My dad nods. I feel the bag of the minnows move. They swim like silver arrows in my hands. Minnows are tiny little fish, Kiyaya, that you can use as bait for other bigger fish. It's still dark when we get to the pond. We park the car and climb over the divider between the road and the trees. My dad holds my hand and walks ahead through the tangle and scrub. Step where I step, he says. I am thinking about what Dad told the bait man. If you got another job, why do we still have to fish for food? I ask. Everything in America costs a lot of money, he explains. I feel calluses on his hands when he squeezes mine. Aren't those beautiful paintings, Kiyaya? Sometimes a Hmong man is at the pond. He speaks English like my dad and likes to tell funny jokes. Sometimes there is a black man there too. He shows me his colorful lure collection. This time it is just me and my dad. It is a little bit cold. I rub my hands together, yawn, and look up to see faint stars, like freckles. As Dad sets up in a clearing, I gather small, thin twigs for a fire. They need to be dry and clean. I count 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then 10 more for later. I put some rocks in a circle and set up the twigs like a volcano, Dad reminds me. I set each end of the twig down, the other leaning up and leading them up. I set one end of each twig down, the other up, leaning them so they rest against each other and hold each other up. I get it to light with just one match. Dad nods. You think his dad is proud of him, Kiyaya? I think so too. You want to put a minnow on the hook? Dad asks. I want to help, but I shake my head no. I don't want to hurt that little fish, even if I know it's about to be eaten by a bigger one. My dad smiles. He isn't upset with me. Dad hands me a sandwich, cold bologna between two pieces of bread. Careful of the spicy stuff, he says. There's half a peppercorn like a moon split in two, studded into the meat. I used to fish by a pond like this when I was a boy in Vietnam, Dad says, biting into his sandwich. With your brother? I ask. He nods, then looks away. Dad, tell me about the war, but only sometimes. He and his brother fought side by side. One day, his brother didn't come home. I know, that is really sad, Kiyaya. The bobber dips in the dark, and Dad pulls. Got one, he says, almost shouting. A crappie! And soon another. Can I help? I ask. He nods, and I use two hands to help guide the fish into the bucket. The fish feels slimy and rough at the same time. Dad laughs at the funny face I make. Dad smiles, his teeth broken and white in the dark, because we have a few fish and he knows we will eat tonight. Time to go home. Dad must get ready for work. He washes his hand with a small nub of green and white snow soap. Then I do the same. I look at the trees as we walk back to the car. I wonder what the trees look like at that other pond, in the country where my dad comes from. By the time we get home, the sunlight coming through the windows is just a faint tint, blue and gray, instead of gold. At home, Mom looks tired, but she smiles at the fish in the big white bucket. My dad changes his clothes and gets ready to go to work. He pats me on the back and says to Mom, our boy did a good job with the fire today. You learned so quickly, Mom says. Then she asks me to help with the fish before she has to go to work. I'm sad that she and Dad must leave, but not so too sad. I know that later on they will both come home. Look after your baby brother, Mom reminds my brothers and sisters. She means me. Then she gets on her bike and goes to work. I am not a baby, I think to myself. I help catch dinner. Tonight, when we are all home, Dad will put rice in the cooker and Mom will fry the fish on both sides until they are crispy. I will bring out the jar of fish sauce that has flecks of chili pepper and carrots floating on top. At the table, my brothers and sisters will tell funny stories. Mom will ask about their homework. Dad will nod and smile and eat with his eyes half closed. Good fish, he will say to me. And I will smile and nod, and later when we sleep, we will dream of fish in far away ponds. A different pond. This was such an incredible and touching story, wasn't it, Kiyaya? The illustrations were phenomenal, and that's going to lead us to the favorite part of our show. That's right, let's get crafty. Today we'd like you to paint a picture or make a drawing of something that you like to do with someone in your family. It doesn't need to be your dad or your mom. Maybe it's your brother or sister or uncle or aunt. But we want to see what you enjoy doing. Maybe it's something that you share in common with that family member. Maybe it's baseball or soccer. Maybe it's arts and crafts, but we want to see you share your stories and the things that you enjoy doing with that person. Share your art with us on our social media, at Stitching Wolf on Facebook and Instagram, or send them to us through email. Get cozy at STITCHINGwolfDesigns.com. Friends, until we meet again, stay happy and healthy, and always remember, that's right, Kiyaya, reading is power.